Hello everyone, welcome to Jolly Molly TV. Today we have a new project and I'm excited to get started working on this. This is the brand new project from Kimberbell. It's their candy corn quilt shop. This is adorable. Let me move it closer so you can see it. They have two versions out there. They have the machine embroidery version, which is what this video series is going to be based on. And they also have a sewing version. So you can pick and choose which version you like. I think this is so cute. It has so many cute aspects. There's a quilt shop, which you can't quite see here. There's these three little witches, pumpkin, like a pincushion, couch, tombstones, and everything is fabric or quilt related. I think this is adorable. So we are going to have a lot of fun working on this project. So to get you started, these are the pieces that you will need to purchase from your local quilt store or from Kimberbell. This is the machine embroidery version CD book. This is the first piece that you need, or the sewing version, whichever version you have chosen. It has the CD in it and goes through a lot of the steps, what we're going to do at the beginning, and then we'll literally take you step by step through each of the pieces. Okay, so you need this book, especially if you're going to do the embroidery version with the CD. That's step one. Okay, highly recommended for step two is this awesome candy corn quilt shop embellishment kit. Okay, this to me is what makes the Kimberbell projects so stinking cute, is because they always have adorable accessories that we can add to the projects. Okay, and look at these buttons. You got candy corn buttons, little ghosts, bats. Oh, they're so cute. Little cat. So in this embellishment kit, you're going to receive a 3/8 inch printed ribbon measuring tape, 24 inches, which I believe will be for the skirt accent. You're going to receive quilt and bench pillow project panels, which you're going to use for the miniature 3D elements that we're going to add. Then we have the buttons. We have other items like applique glitter, embroidery leather. We have various colors. We have black, gold, silver, and white. We have some iridescent mylar, some glitter dot organza, twine, velveteen, sweetest candy clear vinyl, fabric bolt boards, because we're actually going to add three-dimensional little bolts of fabric. It's going to be so cute. Flexi foam, and some project batting. So all of that comes in this kit. All right. So if you can get this, I highly recommend it because it's really going to take this project and elevate it to ultimate cuteness. Okay. The next thing we have, which is also an option, is the Kimberbell Candy Corn Quilt Shop Quilt Fabric Kit. Okay. If you've ever watched my other projects, I tend to use my own fabric for a lot of my projects. But these fabrics and this one are so cute. I'm going to do it exactly as they have it pictured. Okay, so let's open this up and see what we have. Oh, this is so good. All right, let's get this out of here. There's a lot of fabric in this too. Okay, we have, ooh, look at that. Pretties. We have what looks like a kind of a cutout, which is really cute. And it shows the quilt. It actually shows the fabrics that are in the bundle. And here we go. This is what I was looking for. So this is a good chart to keep handy because this will tell you all of the fabrics that are included in this kit and give you the fabric numbers. So if there's additional fabric that you need to purchase in the future, say, heaven forbid, we have a boo-boo, or you want to add specifically like the purple bats as an extra border or something around it, you'll know exactly the fabric and the fabric number that correlate to the Kimberbell Maywood Studio fabrics. So that's very cute. Okay, we'll do that. And then, oh, the fabrics. These are so cute. I'm just going to thumb through them real quickly to give you an idea. This is one of the reasons why I chose to use their fabric kit, because these fabrics are really, really cute. You got bats. Look at this black with the witches. There's a larger piece on that. And then you have like these banners or pendants. Look at that. Nice stripes. Look at that. Yeah, the fabrics in this collection really, really are attractive to me, and I think they're going to make this project just so cute in person. The pictures show it adorable, but in person I just think this is going to be, like I said, stinking cute. Look at that. The purple, Dead and Breakfast Inn. Oh, that is cute. And they got the orange version. Blueberry pies. To die for. Orange spiderwebs. I like that. That's a different take on spiderwebs. Look at that. Some purple. Very nice. You get a good selection in this fabric kit too. There's a lot of fabrics. So this to me I think is a really good value with some really nice fabrics. This is good. And we're still going. If I can get these opened up. Right? That's a nice one too. Okay. Don't want to miss one here. Yellows. More oranges. And we're still going. Green version. Whoops. Black. Sometimes they don't want to separate. So nice grays, polka dot, and we're still going. You realize how much fabric is in this kit? There is a lot. That will be for the tombstones. Orange. More orange. And then we're at the end. Oh, there's a couple more here. I thought we were done, but we're not. This is the tail end, but there's some polka dot and then a black, kind of with gray, spider web. And then we have the back, which is like a little, kind of a hatch mark. And that's it. So that is a very nice collection of fabrics. I love it. And that's what we're going to use for this project. Aren't they that cute? All right, and then the last thing that they have available for this is fabric backing. And I chose to go with it as well this time because to me, this is so cute. This is a 1.5 yard fabric backing piece. But look at the houses. And it's literally like Candy Corn Quilt Shop. Paws and Claws Animal Shelter. Dead Breakfast Inn, Broomhilda's Bakery, Bella's Boutique. I love those. So I went ahead and got this backing as well. So literally we are all set to make this project. Okay. So again, the pieces that you would like to consider. First, you need either the CD or the embroidery book. I highly recommend the embellishment kit, the quilt fabric kit as well, and the fabric backing kit. Okay, so all 4 of these pieces are available, and that will get you started on this project with the essentials. Now, this next part of the video, I'm going to walk you through your tools that you need to gather, threads, stabilizers, etc., so that you can get everything together. If you need to purchase something, you'll have time to purchase it and get it in-house before you get to see the next video where we start on this project. So let me show you the tools that you'll need. Okay, so now let's look at the tools and the other accessories that we need to work on this project. Okay, the first thing we're going to look at is a bag system. Now, when we start to cut all of your fabrics, which we're going to be doing here in the next video, we need a system to be able to store them by block name. So if you look at your instruction book when you get it, page 3, it actually shows you the bag system. Okay, so we have either Ziploc bags and a permanent marker or a system I'm going to show you here, but we need 28 bags because we're going to label each one of these solid dress form, haunt witch, boulevard witch, so that when we put the fabric and we cut them and we put them in a bag, we know exactly what block it belongs to. This takes time up front, but it makes the project so much more enjoyable because you know exactly where the pieces of fabric are for that particular block. Okay, so what I've used, and I love these, are these cool plastic reusable pouches. They're actually made for schools to use, like if they put their multiplication tables in here, and then they can write on it with a dry erase marker, not a permanent, dry erase. They can mark on it, do their things, and then they just wipe it clean. Okay, so if you're interested, you must use dry erase markers on these. These are actually available at Amazon, and there's different styles, different types. Just look for ones that have nicely sewn edges. That's what I did. Some of them you can tell are not made that well. This one, the brand is Adore You. It's on Amazon. I just like the way that it was nicely stitched together. So these are going to hold up for many, many projects. So those are the ones I chose, and they come in different colors. I have another project going where I have pinks and purples and blacks and things like that. So I think this set came with 36 of them, which is the right size because this project alone needs 28 of them. Okay, so if you're interested in something like this, you can get those at Amazon. Also, it has a ring, so if you wanted to get one of those key rings, those large, like a 3-inch binder ring, you could put them all together and then just flip through them. I don't do that. I use them separately, like this, and then if whatever block I'm going on, I walk this over to the machine. But either way, it keeps you organized. Okay, so again, dry erase markers on this set. Okay, so I think these are really, really handy. If you don't have access to those or don't want to do those, then just get some Ziploc bags. The Ziploc bags you're probably going to need are the quart size or larger. The sandwich sizes won't be big enough for the blocks, but some of them you might actually need a gallon size on a couple of them. But you can look and see which ones are calling for the larger background to be able to put them in. You can always fold them in, but then you have to repress them. So I kind of go with a container that's large enough so I can put the piece of fabric in flat, and then I don't have to press when I'm getting ready to stitch out the block. Okay, so the next thing we're going to take a look at are the rulers that you can use on this project. If you can get these, I highly recommend these. These are Kimberbell's Orange Pop Ruler Set. Okay, there's a square set and a rectangle set. This project uses both, so it's a little bit of an investment. But if you're going to be doing a lot of the Kimberbell projects, this is something that will make your life a lot easier when it comes to squaring up the blocks. So let me just show you one from the Red, White, and Bloom project I'm working on as well. This is a 4.5-inch square block, which will be 4 inches after seam allowance. And look how it's so easy to square up. It makes our life a lot easier. So if you can get these, I highly recommend it. They come with little grip sticker circles that you put on so they don't move. You get a 4.5-inch by 4.5-inch in the square. You get a 6.5 by 6.5 and an 8.5 by 8.5. Okay, so that is the square set, and they nest very nicely within each other. And they also have the holes on the top so you can hang them and store them. Then we have the rectangle set, which is a 4.5 by 6.5, a 6.5 by 8.5, and a 8.5 by 10.5. And again, those also nestle very nicely And you'll put the grips on as well when you get them so they don't move. So if you can get these, I highly recommend it. If you're not able to, that's okay. You can also use regular rulers with this project. Okay, I have a love for Quilter Select rulers only because they have this non-slip grip, kind of a coating on the back. So when you're working on it and you press down just very slightly, your fabric does not move. Okay, so let's move these guys over and let's do a little demo. It's hard on fabric. You just hold it and it doesn't move. It's really great. So I have a lot of rulers in my collection, but I always tend to grab these because these are so nice when they don't move when you're cutting your blocks or your fabric out. So I love Quilter Select. That is my favorite. So I have this one. This is a 6" by 12". I also have this little one, which is a 3" by 12", which comes in handy. And then I have the big guy, which I have on the other table, but it's basically 6" by 24". It's twice the length. And you will need a ruler that length and one at least either this length or this length would also work to cut their smaller blocks. So you don't have to use these. You can do it with this. This just makes your life a little bit easier. And the more Kimberbell projects you work on, the more time these rulers will save. But it's doable with both. Okay, let's get those babies out of the way. All right, now the next thing I want to talk about is fusible. Okay, when you are cutting out your fabric, you're going to be looking for the background pieces like this orange stripe or this purple or this black or this little white with the little hatch marks there. That's the background pieces. You want to put a fusible on the back of those background pieces that supports the cotton and allows it to be more stable and secure when it's stitched on top of. That way it eliminates all the puckers. So the fusible that I prefer to use is your Palon Ultra Weft 860F. There's a lot of people out there that use SF, I think it's 101. That works great too. This Ultra Weft is dry cleanable only, no pre-shrinking. Okay, so keep that in mind. But I found that I don't have a problem with it when I put it in my projects and I wash the quilt on delicate cycle. I have no issues. So it's your preference as to what is your favorite fusible. I love this one. I have no problems with it. But if you are going to be putting it in a quilt that has going to have a lot of action, it's going to be well used and well loved, I would use the SF 101. These quilts are more decorative. They're wall hangings and they're going to be washed very, very sparingly. They're not going to be washed that often. So this case, I've had no problems even doing it on a delicate, even though it says dry clean only. So those are options. But like I said, if you're doing a quilt that's this decorative and 3D effect and everything, it's probably going to be more for display than it is for actual wear and tear and daily usage. So those are the two options that you have. But whatever you do, pick a fusible because you want to support the back of that cotton. It's going to have a lot of stitches on it on some of these blocks, and you want to eliminate that puckering. Okay, so those are your options there for that. Also, we're going to need a stabilizer. Okay, and the stabilizer that Kimberbell prefers is a light cutaway. I love this polynocia mesh. I use it for everything. It is strong, it's sturdy. Usually only needs one layer for these Kimberbell projects. If you're doing a block that's really stitch intensive, say over 50,000 stitches, then you could use 2 of these. But the Kimberbell projects don't usually go that high. So one of these is fine for in your hoop. So get a good poly no-show mesh cutaway stabilizer. Okay, you will also need a piece of iron away topping. There is a couch in here that is called the Sit and Stitch as Spell Couch that uses a type of fabric. I think it's velveteen. pretty sure it's velveteen. Yes, it's velveteen. So you need to have a piece of this, not a lot, just a piece, that we have to put on top of the velveteen fabric. What that does is that's going to basically prevent the stitches from sinking into the velveteen. And then what we're going to do is once it's all done and stitched, then we're going to take a pressing cloth and an iron, and we're going to iron this away. So there's going to be no residue left on the velveteen at all. So you just need a small piece, maybe like a 5x7 piece or smaller, and that will be in an iron away topping. Okay. Then are going to need some batting. Okay, and these are actually pieces of warm and natural batting that I have from another project. You can use scraps for this if you have it, or go ahead and you can get packages of batting. You can get rolls of batting. Whatever your favorite batting is, you can use for these projects. I love the warm and natural because it gives a nice loft to it. It's soft, it's flexible. But whatever your favorite batting is, you'll need enough for the blocks. And when we get to cutting out the fabrics, and we'll talk about cutting out the blocks, we will also talk about cutting out your batting into the correct sizes. So you'll need some batting. Then you're going to need some bobbin thread. This is your standard white bobbin thread. It's a filament polyester. And I go ahead and I'll pre-wind 3 to 5 bobbins or so, just to have some on hand, so you're not having to stop every time you run out of a bobbin and rewind and fill back up again. So you need your bobbin thread. Also, you'll need a good selection of threads. And if you look on page 3 in your book, it will actually show you the thread colors that you are going to need. You're going to need a brown, a yellow, a light orange, a dark orange, a green, purple, black, dark gray, light gray, and a white. Now, if you're using the fabric kit made by Kimberbell, you can literally take those fabrics to your thread collection and match them to go with the fabrics. If you're using your own stash, which I love doing, as you've seen in my other projects, then you will literally match the threads to your fabrics. Okay, but for like a pumpkin, you want like a light orange, or I may even go a little bit brighter orange if I want the pumpkin to really pop. It's your personal creativity. It really doesn't matter what shade of color that you use. Use what makes you happy. That's the most important thing. And on another note, if you're going to use your own fabric stash, pages 4 and 5 give you a chart of the fabrics that you're going to need. So when you design this in your own fabric stash, you literally will just number these, and then you'll go through your stash and say, okay, for this one, I want to use this one. And then you'll put a little sticky note on your fabric, and that will be that fabric for fabric number 4. Okay, I'll put a sticky note on my fabric. It says number 4. And you'll go through and you'll select all your fabrics just like that, using this as a chart. Okay, so that is doable as well. If you actually look at my video series for Red, White, and Bloom, I walk you through step by step how to do this, because I am doing Red, White, and Bloom in my own fabric stash. Sample. Okay, so I walk you through how to label this and how to pick fabrics for each and every piece of that. So if you're interested, check out that video series and I will show you how to do that. Okay, and we'll get to cutting later. All right, so the other tools that you need, which you should already have around the house, are pins or Clover Clips. Now, I love Clover Clips because Clover Clips don't poke me. They don't cause blood to come on my project. They're virtually painless. And most importantly, they hold the items together on the project. So I use Clover Clips a lot, minus the thread, when I am sewing my blocks together to make the project. So Clover Clips. You will also need a 1/4 inch foot when it comes time to sew these blocks together. 1/4 inch foot has this little guide on the side there that literally you just make sure the fabric is up against that guide. You sew it in and you get a nice steady 1/4 inch. So 1/4 inch foot. You will need a USB flash drive to get the designs from your computer onto the embroidery machine. And when we go over there, I'm going to show you a new thing too. I recommend a USB hub, which is actually a hub that goes into your embroidery machine, and then this USB drive will go into that hub. And I'll show you when we get over to the machine in the next video, because you want to protect your machine, and one of the areas that go is the flash drive connector in the machine, and it's pricey to fix. So I will show you the hub I have, which is always in the machine. It never comes in and out. And then this little flash drive will go in that hub. But this will have the designs that you need on it to get onto your embroidery machine. You need a seam ripper. Whichever one you have, you got to get that out. You will need a rotary cutter. There are different sizes. 45 millimeter is perfect for this project. You don't need a 60. 45 works just fine, so you need one of those to cut out your items. You also need the ruler to cut those out too. Dry erase marker for the bags. You need 2 sets of scissors. You need one, which is a standard scissors. This is my Olfa scissors that I use at the embroidery machine for cutting the threads off the top, cutting the little straggler threads that are on the blocks. Just regular, straight, fairly sharp scissors. You need those. Then these are my Havel scissors, Havel, number 30140. I get these on Amazon as well. I love them because they have the large holes, just like the Olfa does, but it's curved scissors. See, it bends. You want this because you are going to be trimming the applique pieces. You're going to be trimming your batting away from the stabilizer, and you want it to be curved up so that you don't accidentally poke a hole in your stabilizer as you're cutting. So this is very sharp, very nice curved scissors for trimming your applique pieces. Okay, and that's basically it. Those are your basic supplies on what you're going to need to do this project. Get your book if you're doing the fabric kit, if you're doing the embellishment kit, which you really need because they're so cute, and the backing kit, or you can order whatever fabric you like as the backing. Then get these pieces I just walked you through in line. Oh, you also need a cutting mat. Forgot about that because it was on my table. You need a cutting mat. And one other thing I just thought of. Speaking of cutting mat, if you have one and are going to be using the Kimberbell orange pop rulers, and you can get a rotating cutting mat, that will come in very handy because you'll put these down to square them up, and instead of moving the block, you move the table. Okay, so that's one other thing. If you happen to have one or happen to be able to get a hold of one, that also is like the rulers. It will come in handy the more projects that you do. So now I think we got it. We almost forgot about those two there. All right, so now we got everything. So go ahead, gather everything up, and I will meet you here on the next video where we will start this process. So if you like this video, please click the like and please subscribe to my channel. That's the best way that you can help support me and allow me to do what I do here for you. And I really appreciate it. And also click the bell notifications, because that way you'll be notified every time I upload a video, which we are doing more projects now and getting some fabrics in, which is so exciting. So we're growing, which is a really fun thing. So you'll be able to see all the videos that I upload. Again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're as excited for this project as I am. And I will see you next time here on Jolly Molly TV, where we dive in and we start working on this project. Okie doke. Take care. See you soon.